5 acres is the place for me. But what about you? What is the best state for you to live in? What should you think about when you are picking a place for your home? How in the world do you balance all of the information and details that are important to you? Is your favorite state a good place to call home? Live happy, fun-loving, and carefree. So how do you go about picking a place to call your home? How do you pick a state when there's so many? And, if you're in another country, if you live in Canada, wherever, how do you pick a place to call home when you've grown up a certain way? Because we have a certain kind of parent, we're raised a certain way, we go to certain kinds of schools and learn certain things, we learn to get a job, we learn to get married, whether, what kind of education we get. And our life is sort of pre-planned for us. And that's just the reality of the way that it is. People make up rules and we live by those rules. And now you're trying to chart your own course, drive your own bus, and pick your own way to live. And that's awesome. But how in the heck do you do that? All right, well, the very first thing is there is no one single right choice. We weigh things, we weigh the tangibles, we weigh the non-tangibles or intangibles, whatever you want to call it. And, we just have to think about and we just make a choice. So, the obvious things that you might want to think about when you're picking where you're going to live are, cost of living. What do homes cost? What do condos, townhouses, apartments, what does the physical structure cost that you want to live in? And some places, like, just to throw a name that just pops into my head here, is, like Boulder, Colorado. A lot of people feel that's like an ideal place to live. But if you don't have millions of dollars to spend on a home, it's not going to happen. And then that brings up the parallel of the intangibles, the things that are just the, how much stress is this going to have on your life? Because hopefully when you're picking your 5 acres is the place to be, like we're here on our 5 acres, is you want to avoid stress. That's one of the reasons you're doing this. You want to get up in the morning and, drink your coffee and sit on your porch and just kind of go, this is the way life should be. And if you're paying $1 million mortgage and you're, driving through traffic to a stressful job, hopefully that's the whole reason you're trying to get away from that. So again, there's no one right place. You can make a list and I'm not much of a list maker, but in this situation, making a list and checking it twice, the pros, the cons, the pluses, the minuses, the must-haves, the like-to-haves, the must-not-haves, things. And then you could even go about and you could score them. Like if you want to be a certain distance from school, if you have children, if you need to be a certain distance, from medical care, if you want to be able to hike or boat, whatever it may be, you can weight those things and give, it doesn't have to be mathematical, but just, these things are more important, these things are less important, and find a place and pick a place to live. Some people, you might even want to go ahead and, if you're really energetic, is make a actual spreadsheet where you put all these different factors on there. This is from my book that I wrote many years ago. Why does your life suck? Maybe it started when you attended the college your parents wanted you to attend instead of the college you wanted to attend. Maybe you moved into a charming house in a proper subdivision with an appropriate car in the garage when you really wanted a comfortable log cabin on a beautiful lake with a dirt-covered four-wheel drive pickup truck in the driveway, or any other multitude of reasons. The point being, most likely you are living the life expected of you rather than living the life that you expected. No matter how good something looks on paper, it may not be that good in real life. So you need to go to the place and that you're thinking of going to move into, and actually spend some time there. And this is critical. When you visit a place that you're thinking about moving to and living in full time, that this is going to be your home, you want to view that as if it is your home. Where are the grocery stores? Where the the things that you would do if you really live there? A mistake that a lot of people make is when they visit someplace, they're viewing it as a tourist. And if you go view a place in Maine, or you go view a place in Colorado or Missouri or wherever, and you're on vacation and you're staying in a hotel and you're viewing this place as a tourist, that is a completely different situation than when it's home and you live there and you're sleeping in your bed and you're getting up and you're making your coffee and your breakfast and you're traveling, whether you're walking, biking, driving your car, whatever, day after day, Monday through Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's a completely different situation. And in my lifetime, I've actually lived in 10 different states, and I've spent time in many states visiting families in the summers and the winters and things. And I've just seen that all too often, that people go and visit a place and they're vacationing and they're like, boy, this would be a really nice place to live. And then when they actually move there, they're miserable. So make sure that you view the place that you want to live as if you were living there, and weighing those tangible things like the price of the home, the taxes that you're going to pay, those types of things are important. And the other thing that you really want to think about is life's dynamic. When we bought this place 7 years ago, we thought it was going to be a certain way, and we're happy with our choice, but because of the economy and that, things around us are changing pretty quickly. So that is something you really, really want to think about, is how is it going to change? For example, New York State, Illinois State, the California is, people are leaving those states. New York and Illinois, the population is actually going down every year. I believe in Illinois, they've had 7 years in a row of decreasing population. Well, that puts a stress on the people that are still there. So if you move to that state thinking, well, I'm going to live here for the next 10, 20, 30, 40 years, whatever, this is going to be my, my homestead, my, whatever is, how is that going to change, and what kind of stress is that going to put on you? And then just, again, those non-tangible things. Do you want a boat? Do you want to be near water? Do you really enjoy hiking in the mountains and you want to be able to quickly get to the mountains? Do you like winter activities like skiing or ice fishing? How close do you want to be? Because my opinion is, when I was young, people told me all the time is, get the kind of job where you make a lot of money. Live in a place where you can make a lot of money. Then you can go on vacation and do all those fun things, because you've got all kinds of money. And life doesn't really work that way. I want to live the life that I enjoy, and I want you to live the life that you enjoy, that you're driving your bus. I don't want you to hate life Monday to Friday and live for the weekends and live for that, 1 or 2 week vacation in the summer. So pick out the things. Avoid states like, again, I would avoid New York, Illinois, California. Look for states that are growing, but look for a place, and we were actually kind of joking about this the other day, is that for somebody that wants to be self-sufficient and live a quiet life and have things be stable, is the humor there is that you kind of want to pick a place where nobody else wants to live. So that way things are going to be calm for you and be the same, because change is the only constant. So weigh the tangibles, weigh the intangibles, what's important to you. Be open to an idea of a place that you never even thought of. And to be honest, our home here, the houses there, our 5 acres here, is we kept passing over this place. It would pop up in our searches, and we'd be like, nah, we don't want that place. Let's go look at this place. No, we don't want that place again. Let's go look at this place. And we ended up coming back to the place that we thought, wasn't a fit for us, and it really was. So be open to those possibilities that you never even considered when you're looking at place A, and you're looking at place B, and you're looking at place C, and then this other place is kind of, a small town in some state that you never even considered, and you're like, wow, that's a great idea. So weigh the tangibles, weigh the intangibles. If you're young and you've got kids in school, you're going to be looking at your options different than somebody that's retired and 70 years old and their kids are out on their own. Again, so all those things. So I hope you can pick the place that you like. I would recommend states like Florida if you like the South, Tennessee, Missouri, Arkansas if you like kind of in the Midwest. If you like northern ski climates or whatever, just weigh the tangible things like taxes and regulations and home costs to the non-tangible, how you feel, no stress. You enjoy being where you are. You're not thinking of getting away from it. You can do the activities that you like by just stepping out your door. So great. Watch another video and subscribe if you're not subscribed so you'll be notified when I make the next video. Awesome.